I am filming this now, looking at the floor.
I'm ready, rocking and ready.
I'm ready. No. I'll just check one last time. Yes, I'm ready.
I'm clicking, that's me clicking, that means I'm ready.
I think I'm still in focus. There's only one way to find out, actually.
I've got the lighting just right. I look a little bit like a peach.
There's no time I love it better when you look like a peach.
Are you rolling? Your camera rolling? My camera's rolling? Right, let's go. Let's do this.
I came up with the idea for FiveWhoFans in 2005.
2009 actually, that's a lie. That is such a lie, that's a big... We don't want to start this with a lie, do we?
I came up with the idea for FiveWhoFans in 2009, late 2008, 2009, after watching 5 Awesome Guys on YouTube. And the idea was that every day of every weeknight we'd release a video, and it would be Doctor Who related. And I was about
5 at the time?
15 at the time. I thought, you know, this will definitely work, this can't go wrong. So that's what I did.
Yeah, and that's where it went wrong.
That's where it went horribly wrong. We got together a great team of people, Sammy Carter, Lee Dawson, Andy Harrison and John Hutch, and I have no idea what happened to Andy Harrison and Lee Dawson since then.
Missing. They're missing.
They're missing.
If you have found any of these people, please call the police.
Call the police.
We really hope they're safe.
They're wanted criminals.
Well, we don't know. We don't know. They could be, for all we know.
They really could be. Ben Rubman wrote the original theme tune, which went a little something like this.
I came in as a villain.
You came in originally doing a special video, didn't you?
I did a comic relief, I think I did a 10-minute comic relief video, most of which was spent with me dressed up as David Tennant's Doctor, making David Tennant related jokes, and it was so funny. It was so good for its time. I mean, it's one of those things that it's not aged well. It's not aged well, I'm going to be honest. But when you were watching it at the time, you were like, this is the
If you watch it back now, it's like watching one of your videos now, but with a higher voice.
Across the whole of time and space, there's always been one question. Why do we always use this trailer music? Something's coming. From out of the darkness. Yes, you're right, it's the Daleks again. But I don't get it. The Daleks, they'd collapsed by themselves. They can't control their own empire. They need a leader, or an emperor of sorts.
Doctor. It's like watching one of my videos now, but slightly less. It's one of the worst recent videos. This is Chickens of Earth Part 2. Let's move on.
Let's move on swiftly. So after I don't know how long the original era lasted, but after a while, myself and Ben Rubman both left the channel.
And who decided that I was going to be in charge?
I think I did.
Did you talk to me? Was there a discussion?
I think there was a kind of discussion of, I'm thinking of leaving FiveWhoFans.
And I was like, oh no, I suppose that means I'm in charge now.
I could kind of tell, Billy, that you wanted to be in it.
Well, of course I wanted to be in it.
And you wanted to be the leader?
Was I a team member at that point? Was I just promoted out of thin air?
You were still a bad guy.
So I was the villain, then I became the leader. That's what happened.
That's what happened.
I literally infiltrated the channel, didn't I?
First video was like, I've won! And it was just
And then that's how eras became introduced, because I don't know why I said this is the end of an era.
This leads on to a new era.
And now we're going to start a new era. And I think at the time I didn't know how to pronounce them. So I was unsure whether to call it an era or an era. Now I call them eras. So it's era 1, era 2, era 3, as in mistake. As in we that shouldn't have happened. There was something wrong.
I think there were a few mistakes.
I basically took out the purpose of FiveWhoFans, which is the fact that it is FiveWhoFans, because at that point I think I brought it was basically 10 Who fans, because I brought in a backup for every weekday, and it was in my head it was a flawless concept.
Because in my era there was always people missing videos.
Exactly, and we wanted to avoid that, so I thought we can have a backup for every single day. So if someone screws up, we've got someone coming in. Problem is, that kind of ruined it for everyone, and I kind of felt sorry for, I don't know, like, maybe my backup or someone who posted quite regularly, because some of the more unreliable members would have their backups posting all the time, going, yes, my time to shine, and like, maybe, I don't know, I can't remember exactly who, but someone might post a video up every week, non-stop, like, flawlessly, and their backup would just be sitting there like, so... am I going to get a chance yet?
I think you were the only person who genuinely did it weekly. I think I missed a few videos in my time.
The whole once a week thing was not working, and I don't understand how we didn't recognise it. Here's what happened. I was a bit controversial. Still don't understand why, because that's a lie. I wasn't. Although I have watched back some of my videos, I was a bit silly sometimes. I'd say something and I'd go, whoa, Billy, where's that come from? But the main controversial thing that happened was my review of Mega WhoTube.
That came in era 3. At the end of era 2, you came to us. You met me for the first time. And we decided to redo FiveWhoFans again.
Yeah, because I was like, John, you're a decent human being. I didn't know this about you. That's new. And I thought, actually, he'd be a good team member. You missed it, didn't you? You missed it. That's when we get down to it.
I think I did, because I could see the channel was getting popular, and I was like, I want back in. And here's a note, don't put this into the actual review. It was also because I didn't like...
There we go, he didn't like... I'm going to bleep out... so everyone's going to wonder who we said.
And so after that, I kind of said, let's redo it, and we were like, okay. And as a result of that person we didn't like, I think that's why... I think I twisted your arm, and that's why we deleted all the old videos.
I can't remember exactly how that happened. We deleted the videos, and I don't know why. It was a stupid idea. I think it was the Asperger's side of us. We wanted a clean channel, didn't we? Wanted a clean slate.
Because the numbers were wrong. There was more videos than there was numbers. Because we used to number the videos, and because people were missing videos, people used to number the same ones, but with videos. So let's say someone missed 5 videos. Let's say there was 2 videos missed a week. It would go from 20 to 22 in one video. It would say 20/22, and that used to wind us up.
Oh no!
And so we said, right, that's it. We won't do that.
Why? That's stupid. That is so stupid.
It was to keep the numbers up, but it doesn't make sense.
I think it might have hidden the fact that you missed a lot of videos. I don't know why the numbers happened. Why was that a thing?
I think 5 Awesome Guys did it. I think 5 Awesome Guys did the numbers.
They were stupid for that. That was 5 Awesome Guys. That was a stupid thing to do.
I think they did 365 videos.
But because you should have thought about the fact that FiveWhoFans would be incompetent. And unlike yourselves, don't think about yourselves all the time.
Just because they're YouTube stars.
Just because they're YouTube stars.
And we wanted to be.
And we wanted to be. Era 3 was was always going to fall, wasn't it? Because it started off with the controversy of us deleting the videos, and then halfway...
We had that user go around and email all of our subscribers.
Was this Titan Caesar?
Titus Caesar? I don't know if he's still on YouTube.
They were a proper troll, weren't they? They were just like, we hate your... I'm surprised that they're not outside my window right now. Maybe they have been. Maybe they've been watching me sleep. Don't talk about them. Don't talk about them as if they've made an impact. That's what they want.
Well, they haven't made an impact now.
I mean, I have been rocking in the fetal position in the shower for the past few years, but apart from that, I'm fine, unaffected, cool beans.
All down to the hat.
It's all that. This is my special hat. It keeps me safe. So we had that controversy of deleting the videos. I did a mega YouTube review because basically what had happened is our backups had decided to make their own channel, or a group of people. Some of them were our backups,
like John Hutch and
John Hutch
and Cameron Morton, all came together and went, well, we're going to make our own channel, and they did. They made Mega YouTube, which was like the first other Doctor Who collab channel to come out, which was similar to us in the fact that they actually did make videos for about 2 weeks.
What happened is Cameron emailed me. No, I was talking to Cameron about it or something, and I said to him, I think, would it be alright if I did a review of your channel, of Mega YouTube, to give you guys a bit of publicity? So what I did is I wrote down good points and bad points, and I tried to keep it as fair as possible. I think I have actually still got the video.
Here's a clip.
Here's a clip.
So here's my little review on Mega YouTube. It originated after we decided to take the next step, in which we had to say goodbye to quite a few people due to complaints that there were too many people. So Billy Morton, John Hutch, they're both original members. I think it was mainly Billy who decided that they'd start up their own independent channel related to FiveWhoFans, and it's entitled Mega YouTube. They've gone through quite a few videos right now. It's all looking very nice and relatively shiny, I must say. I mean, I've got good points and I've got bad points to talk about on this little list. Yay! One of the best points is that it's got decent people, really. They're friendly, I mean, they're confident, they're friendly. You can really listen to them for 5 minutes or so, instead of falling asleep in the middle of the video. So you've got decent people, such as John Hutch. They're very honest people, they're not afraid to say when something's not very good. And a lot of interest has gone into it, and they're very liked. They can talk about whatever they like, you know. They can get away with talking about Second Life or something like that. So yeah, you've got a freedom to talk about what you like instead of having a tied-down schedule like FiveWhoFans has right now. Yay! But that's also one of the weaknesses of the of Mega YouTube is that they've actually recently had a little gap, because they've run out of things to talk about. I mean, come on guys, like there's over 200 stories, that's excluding all the audiobooks, and the books, and the unofficial spin-offs, and the official spin-offs, and the fan films. Okay guys, you can't run out of stuff to talk about when it comes to Doctor Who, you know? It's a little bit inconsistent, like not everyone's posting at once. They've stolen the FiveWhoFans theme tune. I can post that theme tune, not a word of my name. So yeah, I am a little bit cross about the theme tune thing, but I'll let it pass. The main thing is the originality. That's what they need to grasp. Yeah.
I don't understand why everyone hated me for that after that. Like John Hutch wanted to eat my face off, and Matthew Chambers also wanted to eat my face off, and everyone just wanted me dead. People were accusing me of judging people as human beings and saying that's wrong. I wasn't. I was reviewing the channel. It's still essentially someone's work. And also, the fact is that Cameron Morton gave me permission in the first place. Then I showed him the review before I uploaded it, and he still said it was okay. It was only when, like, John Hutch and Co. started saying, actually, this is horrible, why are you judging us like this, that Cameron Morton turned around and said, Wrong! This is awful! This is a horrible, unfair review, and it's biased, and I hate you! And I was just like, alright.
And I remember as well, I think I said to you, actually, Billy, I think you've gone too far.
Yeah, everyone thought I'd gone too far. Even John Gransden thought I'd gone too far. This is the days before Dimmy. Dimmy didn't exist.
Dimmy did exist, just no one had heard of him. No one's heard of him still.
But he's getting himself out there. His crudeness, his crude tentacles are just slipping into the YouTube subtly. Maybe he's infiltrating us now.
So, after we left, it was just Alex Matthews still making videos.
Alex Matthews just carried on. He saw everyone had left and he was just like, no, I will keep this together.
I'm a man on a mission.
And he just kept making videos, didn't he? I haven't got any of them. He did reviews on books and audios, didn't he? Because everyone had categories at that point. We went through loads of different formats. Like, once it was we'd do whatever we liked. Then we had categories, so like someone would talk about official episodes, someone would talk about classic series, someone would talk about fan films.
When I started the channel, anyone could talk about whatever they liked, and
exactly. Then I launched my abusive regime.
You must talk about this.
Yeah, I was very oppressive.
There was a bit of like
Error
4 was announced, and that was going to have, I think, Sam Woodhull, and
it had Alan and Alex, Alan Rafferty, Alex Matthews.
Yeah, and
then they held auditions, and then nothing got done. I don't think
the title sequence got released, and then that was it. Nothing got done, and the channel just went dormant.
They didn't even start.
Yeah.
It just gets worse. I mean, like, we were bad to start off with, but at least we kind of got a few weeks in there. I think the first one ran for the longest, and then I think my one ran for about 5-6 weeks, and then it got less. I think Jamie Carroll in the third era made about 2 videos.
His introduction,
and
a review of Rose.
And a Rose review, and that's all we got.
It was wonderful.
And then from there, it's like, that's it, we're going to release a title sequence, but now we're tired. This is enough. It's awful, isn't it?
Oh,
still, I just think at that point, everyone was like, I don't know I just don't think it's worth it.
I don't know if this channel will work. I think it's
I don't know. Yeah, because people were unsure at that point whether it was like picking up Doctor Who in 1989. It'd be like going, you know, the classic series. You know that classic series that failed, that got cancelled. We want you to pick it up again, and that's something that Russell T Davies actually did, but it's very difficult. Very difficult indeed.
We've just compared our tiny little YouTube channel to Doctor Who, which is ironic because it's about Doctor Who.
It is about Doctor Who. I think that's one thing we need to figure out.
Alan Rafferty gave the channel to the one, the only, Anthony Keeley. I got a YouTube message from him going, "Do you know who owns FiveWhoFans?" And I said no. And then he said, and I said no. Why? And he went, "Oh, I do now."
He just said that. He just said, "I own it now."
I wish I still had that message, but I don't. I was just like, oh.
That was ominous in itself. That is an unsettling YouTube message to receive.
I never watched a FiveWhoFans video with him in it.
It was just bad, wasn't it?
I never actually saw anything that channel did, and then all of a sudden it was gone. The channel was deleted, and I remember that happening, and I was being quite upset. The court is still out whether Anthony Keeley actually deleted it or not. There's many parties involved at this point. We're not any of them.
How many errors were there at this point? I think there were 7 in total, weren't there?
There ended up being about 7 or 8.
There were loads. There were so many. But most of those were just title sequences, weren't they? Most of those were just announcements saying, we're going to do something now. We're going to do something.
We're
Actually,
gonna fix
no,
it.
we're tied now. We can't, we do not have the willpower. It's the end of an era! It is the end of an era!
It became every new leader's chance to produce a title sequence. And that was it.
They could just step back at that point and go, done. I've done my bit, you do yours.
Now you do better. Yeah. Oh, I've done better.
Of course, as we learn, one of the most important things that you need to get right is the team itself, rather than all these things about formats and when you're going to upload your videos. Although what we figured out does work.
I think that's what we should move on to now. Really is.
Yeah, let's talk about the reboot. So it had been a while. It had been quite a while. The dust had settled on the metaphorical dust had settled on the atom blast, the crater, and like the mutants had died out at that point because they couldn't survive. They didn't have mouths, so we were lucky in that respect. Metaphorical mutants. I don't know what they're meant to be representing, but that happened. And then John, explain.
Basically, I was sitting there on Skype with you, of all people, and I was just bored and looking through the internet. I was just like, whatever happened to FiveWhoFans? So I just searched it on YouTube, and your friend Matt Williams, who was in Time Agent Series 1, had uploaded the very one of the early episodes with you in it. And I just put it on.
Me as the villain.
With you as the villain.
Infiltration.
And I put it on, and it was the fact that it was just this nostalgic wave, even from the title sequence, ironically. There was just this nostalgic wave. It was just like, wow.
Do you like my new coat? I am now officially the most evilest villain alive. Not long now. Nearly ready.
What are you doing?
Who's that?
I'm a flower alien, mate. Wait! Hey mate, seriously, you should stop doing it because it's like well bad.
And what would you know? You're a mere flower alien. You know nothing. You don't even belong to this series. You're unofficially a part of Doctor Who. Don't be ridiculous.
But you're a Doctor Who fan, right? Are you going against everything that Doctor Who stands for by doing this?
Well, I'm a hardcore fan, you see. I don't go with the rules of the show. I don't go with its morals or anything. I just do all the dramatic crap and turn that and manipulate it to make people suffer and for my own well-being. Bit like Christianity in America, really.
Look, I'm sorry, mate. I can't get my head around this. I just don't understand why you're doing it.
Well, guess what? It doesn't matter, because what I say happens. It is almost ready. Soon, I shall enter the FiveWho'niverse. I shall be the new ruler of their YouTube channel. Yes, it's working. All I have to do is press a single button on this laser screwdriver, and everything shall fall into place. With one flick of the switch, it shall be mine. Bugger, I need to get some new batteries. Ah, you may have fooled me this time, Mr. Flower Alien, but next time, I shall have my batteries, and I shall infiltrate their channel. Well, until next time, you know, it was worth a try. See ya. But next time, I shall win.
Well, at the end of the day, that was actually kind of disappointing.
This is quite fun. Oh, I had so many ideas, and I just said it to you. I was like, this channel, I had so much planned, but I never did it right. Imagine if we did it now. Billy, I want to reboot FiveWhoFans. And I think your initial reaction was silence, followed by, yeah, alright.
Yeah, I was just thinking, we're older now, we're grown-ups, technically. We can just about control our hormones, so we won't like.
So we won't have a
deleting the
repeat
channel.
of you going, no one's out there to talk to me.
Exactly, we won't have that anymore. We won't have any more crying. I wasn't crying, but we won't have any more of that, like, suspiciously looking like he was crying Billy. We won't have any of that. No, sir. No, sir. I'll end it now. Yeah. Final words.
Feck off!
So, and we thought, you know what? We'll build a team. We'll rise like a phoenix from the ashes. And I think that's what we sort of did.
The first step was actually to find out what had happened to the rights, because I saw there was a Facebook page.
I mean, we weren't going to get sued. Let's be realistic.
No,
This
but
is a YouTube
I
channel.
wanted the Facebook page, and I wanted the bits and bobs that were still scattered around the internet about FiveWhoFans. So I just we didn't get.
But the problem
everything,
is,
but-
as soon as you talk to everyone who did it, they were like, "I want to be in it now."
I want to be back.
But
Oh, you're
it's
bringing
like,
it back.
But it's
I
like,
want to
if
be
you
in
want
it.
to be in it, why didn't you reboot it in the first place? Why didn't you?
Well, Dan. The first person I contacted was Dan.
Share
Dan Sharrett.
Yeah.
Who was in America at the time. He said, "I've not got much credit, but speak to David McLaughlin." McCrackalakin. And I contacted him, and I was just like, "David, who's got the copyright?" And we ended up speaking on Skype, and I realised very quickly after starting to talk to David that he was Irish.
Yeah, and that took you aback a bit, didn't it?
That took
Because
me
you were
back.
officially racist at that point.
I was anyone who's not from the just and noble land.
It's a joke! It was a joke! It was a joke! We were being flippant! That you need to understand! You need to understand that! There are such things as sarcasm! And sometimes they're very difficult. They're very difficult to execute without ruining it by saying, we're just joking actually. But sometimes we have to, because people lose their heads.
Well, that's
I don't
one thing we've
understand-
learned since we've rebooted the channel, that there's actually a lot of people who don't get when we're being sarcastic. No, I think pink Daleks would be stupid. Well, duh.
We're just very dry, sarcastic at times. I think we kind of explore a few comedy genres. But let's go back to the team itself.
I think, so I asked David.
Talk to David.
And so it was me and you, and he was like, who else is on the team? Who?
Yeah, that's an awful Irish accent, by the way.
You do David.
So John, I was just wondering, who else was on the team?
And I was like, well, David, you're Irish, but I'm willing to look beyond that. At the moment, it's just me and Billy. And he was like,
I was just wondering if maybe I could be on the team. I don't know. I'm just working on some machinima at the moment, but I do have time. This is rubbish. I used to be much better at this. I used to practice in front of the mirror, but now it's all off. It's gone off.
But he did say that, and I was just like, all right then. It was just kind of, okay, now we have 3 members.
And we were just thinking, maybe, are we sure what we're doing here? We've got to maybe talk about getting exactly the right people, and we were thinking, how exactly are we going to measure who will work? Because we don't want someone who's going to come out there and delete the channel. I mean, no offence to David, but he was part of one of those eras Who knows? Maybe it was him. So we had 2 members left, and we had to think of the best people we could.
We thought, well, we could get a girl in, but no chance.
We didn't know any girls.
We didn't.
We didn't. I mean, apart from my girlfriend, but she doesn't count. I don't know why.
She plays Call of Duty. She doesn't.
She's more into Call of Duty than Doctor Who. Yeah, she's more into girly things like Call of Duty.
And she just wouldn't fit Doctor Who.
Guns. Let's talk about Benji. Benji, we'd been talking to Benji LeBonge on Skype, and I was at a stage where I was like, I only usually talk to John on Skype because I'm a hermit online. But John was like, let me introduce you to a few of my online buddies, and we talked to Benji, and it basically got to a point where it was the 3 of us, and we were like, we loved each other.
We basically just asked him, we were like, well, we were thinking of doing FiveWhoFans, are you up for it? Yeah. It's quite simple, actually. It was kind of like, everyone said yes.
And no one was entirely incredibly excited about it. But as we went along, the enthusiasm was there.
I think the thing was, I did come into the conversations where we were going to ask people, it was like, hi, we're doing this thing, I originally did this channel and it got deleted, and this time we want to do it right, do you want to help? Type thing. That was the kind of conversation. And because I distinctly remember Richard at one point saying to me, John, you can't ask us to be part of this channel when you want it to be exciting and new again, and then not have any ideas. That was a distinct sentence I remember him saying at some point. So,
how did Richard get involved?
You
knew Richard. Let's go from the very beginning here. Richard was born. Stuff happens, and then you met him.
And then I started working on Doctor Who Identity. I did a.
So you knew him. So you actually knew him quite well, and that's one of the ways you kind of know that something's going to go well. Because if you know that person, you kind of know you can trust them with your lunch money.
I know you very well, and I know Richard very well, and I didn't know David, but I just spoke to David that first night when we were talking about bringing it back, and we were just like, well, actually, I just thought, this guy's actually done a lot of work to try and keep the channel alive.
Do you actually know how Richard joined?
Right, I don't actually remember at all. No memory.
I've got a theory. And I've already just mentioned this to you, that I've got a theory, and I said I'd save it for this. You know how Richard's a scientist? Do you think that he has infiltrated the team and and he's used special scientific powers to shunt his way in? Maybe he's not actually your friend. Maybe he became your friend because he chose to be your friend because he's got a special memory gun. So we've got a team. We've got a team now. And then we had to decide the format that we were releasing it in, because I know the team's most important part, but that was still a fairly important part. We decided to get rid of the numbers. I don't even know if that was a conscious decision.
Yeah, that was a conscious decision. I remember asking. I said, "Do you think we should have the numbers still?" And you said, "No, I think we should get rid of them."
Yeah.
And the other thing that we did, that I think we decided on this before we actually got all the members together, was it would be a weekly thing.
As in, you'd release one week, Benji would release one the second week,
and David the next.
And we do it like that, because it means that each member has got 5, now 6 weeks with Wildcard. 6 weeks to get ready, to prepare to prepare their own video, and it means they bring out the best content possible.
Yeah,
and in those 6 weeks, we'd also talk to them and give them our own input.
We'd all talk to each other and help each other.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. It's like it became much more important now to, instead of just making videos, it's actually a fact of let's actually try and make good content. It's not something to just dash out like we did in the old days. This is actually
we're not just doing it for views either. We're doing it because it's fun and we want to put out good stuff.
And we want to.
We do it for ourselves as well as everyone else. There's a considerable amount of in-jokes from FiveWhoFans, and the reason is because it's for us, as well as it is for everyone else.
We make videos. There's me and you, especially you, will make a video, and then we'll show it to Richard first, because Richard all the in-jokes are normally aimed at Richard just to get his reaction.
If Richard laughs, you know you've made a good video.
And when Richard laughs for FiveWhoFans, he laughs hysterically, so that's always the best part of listening to Richard watch FiveWhoFans, is that really loud laugh that breaks the microphone.
Yeah! But like, the best part about it is, because we're making videos that we ourselves will enjoy as well, then it means that we want to carry on. Like, the only reason Benji left was because he didn't have time. He still wanted to be in it, but he just couldn't. He just didn't have the time to do it.
He was really
All
busy.
of us want to stay, and I don't know how long it's going to take. I think I can actually imagine us all staying into our 40s. I can't. Probably not, but we do enjoy it enough, don't we? We all enjoy it, and that's where we've done something right.
And as well, what's nice is that I remember, I think it was you who wasn't sure about the weekly thing. I think there was still talk at the start about maybe, instead of it being a set week by week thing, and so blue, red, orange, purple, yellow, you were like, well, what if we have our own video that we come up with halfway through the cycle? What about that? And I was like, well, then you wait, you put it out then. And you're like, but what if I wanted to just put it out? It's like, well, no, you don't, because that's not the rules. We won't do that. And
so now I've got 5 videos queued up.
we now actually have queued videos, which is a good place to be in, because we know we've got extra content, and we can then shift them in order of how
relevant they are.
How relevant they are, and also how much effort we
If
put
it's a
into them.
quiet week in Doctor Who world, then yes, let's put out that video about the Absorber off.
Yes, and if it's a very popular video, if Doctor Who's really in the news, then we'll probably do a review. Or Billy's favourite thing. But yeah, I think that format's actually worked really well in favour for the channel. And we're here a year later, over a year later now. And we've now got a new member, we've got Livy.
We've got a girl, we've got a cartoon coming up, we've got awesome people, like all of us have at least, I don't know, like a fraction of awesome inside us.
It's not trying to be, oh look at us, see, we can do a documentary about how long this channel's been going type thing. It's more of a...
Was this a documentary?
It's sort of.
I didn't even know the camera was there! Oh!
But it's more like a celebration of the past, and a little pat on the back for getting a year through it now. We've actually had a year of FiveWhoFans. The first time ever. I'm quite proud of that.
I don't know, I don't have any party poppers. I've got a Power Ranger, I've got some...
I have a box that glows.
Do you have a box that glows? That's a Doctor Who reference. If you're a Doctor Who fan, that's a Doctor Who reference. And that is why FiveWhoFans is so popular!
Just got to look forward to the future, really.
Lots of stuff, lots of good stuff coming up. Shall we end it there?
Do you think we should end it there?
Yeah, that's good enough.
That'll keep
That's
them.
enough. No one will have watched up to this bit anyway, so
Yeah.
it's fine.
It's alright, it's all good.
It's alright, everyone will have turned off by 5 minutes in. No one's interested. We only mentioned Doctor Who like once in this video. This is not an excuse to put Doctor Who in the title. We cannot do that.
Doctor Who, a history of FiveWhoFans.
That might actually work. Let's do it.